Hello, YouTube. Welcome back, campaigners. Again, this is Campaign Train. I'm your host, That Guy Cross. Welcome to the basement. Sorry I couldn't be here last week. I had a boo-boo on my thumb. Healed up pretty well now. And yeah, so this week I'm going to make the little mechanical sections where the ropes and pulleys and gears and such would make the rudder turn on the ship. But since mine comes apart by decks, I can't actually build anything in there. So I'm just building little boxes to simulate where those would be. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I kind of have an idea of how I'm doing it, at least on the first deck I'm doing it on. After that, well, seat of the pants time. So yeah, I'm going to jump into that in a minute. First, let me deal with my phones. I'm running just ever so slightly behind tonight, so my phones like to go off when I'm filming, so I'm setting them really quiet. This one I'm turning off. Okay, and this one I'm turning down, and then we'll get into it. So I hope y'all are doing well. It's been kind of cold here. We're supposed to be in the middle of a huge ice storm, but it didn't get around to that. It's gotten rainy, but it never froze. Tonight it's supposed to, but it's been supposed to be in the 20s the last 2 nights. But supposedly by this morning, by next morning, tomorrow, you know what I mean, tonight, it'll reach 22, and then that's in freedom units. That's 7 or 8 in centigrades or whatever, Celsius, whatever. No. Sorry, 22 is -4 Celsius, give or take. I think 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I'm bad going into the negatives on Celsius. I try. I'm doing pretty good for American. Where's my point? Oh, so it is much warmer down here than I needed to be. So if you keep me heating my head, it's because I put on thermals and I expected to be cold in the basement like it was a week ago, and it's not. So, y'all often say that you're into the, hey, Kelly Lynn's here. Yes, you are first. It says, I don't know that Bluesky collected. I think he may be doing something with his daughter, or it could be snowed in. There is snow. I have friends in Arizona that are getting snow, but I'm not in craziness. The low part of Arizona, the high northern part gets snow all the time. But anyway, neither here nor there. What was I saying? Oh, I know that y'all sometimes, I have been told before that y'all like the behind the scenes stuff. I don't know if y'all do, but I keep doing it. So let's get to the behind the scenes of some stuff that's been piling up over the week. The battery that my friend got me for the lamp I showed you a couple weeks ago, I actually, they got me 2 batteries. So I have put all of the puck light and the remote and the battery all in one place at this time. Needs to go somewhere else, but that's neither here nor there. Over the last couple weeks, I've been collecting things to use down here. I've got a canister that I can use for, big tower or something. I also have another clear plastic jar. I use those for holding all sorts of things, so that'll get used soon. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in there for now. I've got more plastic bottle caps, which I really don't need. Sugary sprinkles case. This one doesn't have a shaker top, and this label comes off really easy. I just haven't done it yet. So that's not going to get used for like flock or anything because it doesn't have a shaker. That's going to get used for like little screws or weights or something. I do have a big, normally this is like an herb bottle, but this one is for rainbow sprinkles, and I use these for flock for sure. So that's going to get used for flock. And I have empty salt canister, again, to make towers with. I also found out that I have a 12-volt power supply that doesn't have anything to go to on the other end. My handheld that I built myself, hot wire cutter, not the one I showed last week, but the one for the smaller U-shaped one, is running on like a phone charger. So it's running at like 5 volts. What, 5 volts? That's it, 5 volts. And this one's 12 volt. So this one might actually be able to cut something. So that'll be fun. I don't really want to cut the tip off. Shut up. Just because I might find something to use this for. So I'm going to have to figure out either find something else where I can cannibalize the receptacle for this, or I'm going to just wedge them down in there and tape and hope. Because, well, that's how the thing was built in the first place, is a lot of jamming things together and taping and hoping. If you've seen it on like my very earliest videos, you know. So that needs to go. That doesn't want to. Anyway. Oh, that can go here. I'll put it away later. All right. I have one random piece from when I was doing the masts that needs to go in another box, but I don't, or another one of my clear jars, but I don't actually have that jar out. So we're going to sit that there. Oh, there's another one. So tiny little pieces of those. I have y'all have heard me talk about it before. One of my roommates, housemates, is a pâtissier boulanger. That means dessert chef and baker, and had some paper that they're not using. So they gave me the paper, and I'm like, okay, freezer paper. I know what this is. It's basically butcher paper. That one I got. That's easy. That's simple. Press down and seal plasticky sort of weird wrap. I have no idea what I'm going to use that for, but it sticks down and then you can peel it up easily. So that's kind of interesting. But this one, I have no idea. I don't know if this is wax paper, baking paper, or parchment paper. And they all behave differently with glues and things. But my guess is that if I use the glossier side, which in this case is the outside of the roll, if I use that, I should be able to like hot glue things and have them peel right up. So that's got possibilities. That and yeah. Anyway, stuff, things and stuff. I'm like, get to the ship. I know. Last thing, I have found that hot glue can be used to at least temporarily repair like broken shoe soles. So I did that. I don't know if you can see that, but there's glue across here. I missed a couple of spots like right here. So I'm going to fix those, not on camera. Probably tonight before I go back upstairs. Yeah, both of them need some touch-ups. So that's fine. I think that's everything. I had something in my pocket. What was? Oh, that was the battery. I already did that. Okay, so let's switch to the camera where you can see the workspace like I do every time. I'm going to switch to it, then turn on the light. There'll be a big flash for a second, and then the camera will figure out what it's doing and fix all that. I cut, as you can see, a lot more of those planks like I cut last week. I cut the amount you saw on camera last week. I cut that much, twice more, and I figured get it out of the way so I could put the hot wire thing back up. So I have a lot. I'm not going to need anywhere near this much for the ship I'm doing tonight. And in fact, for the first deck, I'm not going to need them at all. So let's get to that. I'm going to switch to this, and then I will grab the deck that I'm starting on first, some other foam core, which I forgot to have ready, but it's right there. It's not far. And we'll get to building the little sections. All right, let's see what we got going on that thing, and then I'll switch to the other camera. Hey, good to see you, Lisa. Lisa's Dungeon Mention, hardly ever gets to see it, so very good to have you. Glad you're here. LC got here, second this time. I don't care. It's too cold to concentrate here. Oh, well, yeah, fair enough. I'm sorry about that. Just a tip. Shh. It's not that kind of channel. I don't get, this channel's not for kids. I sometimes cuss. There could be blood. This channel's not for kids. No fumes, vapors, blades, blood, sticking yourself to. Don't let kids see this. All right. Everyone else is here for now and things. I'm expecting a couple other people that said they were going to stop on by, but I don't see them yet. So let me hit that light and let's get started. Okay. Oops. Switch camera first. I sometimes forget to do the other thing. So since you're here, Lisa, I won't forget. I have these patrons on my Patreon, and they keep me supplied in hot glue. So, that's a thing. Hold on. There's going to be a big flash of light here in a second. If I can I move things around, so now I don't have the light switch. Okay, here we go. Let me stop that from wiggling. You can't see it wiggling because I'm on the other camera, but I know it's wiggling. 2 weeks ago, that was wiggling like crazy because it was barely touching the edge of my table, and I have moved it back literally like a centimeter. So that should get rid of that wobbly camera that was there 2 weeks ago. Okay, so, excuse me, sorry about that. DC, that's Digital Calibrator, real life friend of mine. They're the one that brought got me the battery for the puck light and all that. Also has helped with the audio and sound and some of the video for this channel. So big thanks there. And personal friend of mine, and still throws money at me every month. So huge shout. Patrick Walther, that's Hacksaw's Hobby Bunker. I've been a long time patron. I think may have been my first one. It was either him or Lisa were my first ones. And huge shout out to Patrick. Thank you very much. Dungeon Matron, that's Lisa. She's watching right now. She has no YouTube channel for Dungeon Matron, but she does one that she runs with Carl from Carl Makes Stuff and Kim from Questboard Terrain called Just Flocking With You. They do that every Wednesday afternoon, American time. And that they sometimes have guests and things like that on this. Last week, they had Michael from Nat One Videos on there. So just talking about all sorts of, like, they'll have a subject for the day, and sometimes we stick to it. So it's fun. It's usually about gaming. It's always about crafting or gaming, or crafting for gaming. Solo Nick is a friend of mine. I chat with him all the time online. He is a Londoner, and he also travels. He's been to Japan and Korea and such things. And so he has two channels. One is his crafting channel, stuff like we do. That's Solo Nick. And he also has one called Climbing Moss, where that's his sort of man about town thing, where he's like, hey, I'm at this place, check this out. He did one recently. It was apparently a repost from a previous channel of his where he talked about Cockney rhyming slang, because he's a Londoner, and that was fascinating to me. I really enjoyed that. So that's on Climbing Moss. And then Mia Geeked is Pepper, and Pepper has her own channel, Mia Geeked. She's only got one video so far, but she keeps threatening us with more, and is also often on Shadows of Arconia, which is a Twitch stream where they play tabletop games. So that's super fun. And also Mia hangs out on Dungeon Matron's Discord and is often there for the live chats in the chat window and during Just Flocking With You. So it's a big circle. We all, it's all fun. It goes round and round. So that's it for now. Let's switch to the other camera so you can see it. And I sometimes forget to say, so let's not forget to say, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. The two biggest ones, in my opinion, the ones that drive the algorithm is commenting. Apparently it realizes, people actually care enough to say things. So say literally whatever you want, as long as it's crafting related, even if you tell me you hate what I'm doing or love what I'm doing or don't understand why I'm not doing something else or a different way. I want to hear all of it. Share, like, subscribe, and comment. And share is the other big one. That spreads it out. It doesn't necessarily drive the algorithm, but it lets other people know. I'm not trying to be like the biggest YouTuber ever, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings if I motivate and inspire some more people to do something they've been wanting to do for a while and make crafts and stuff. I love seeing all of the crafts. Come to my Discord. Come hang out on my Discord. The things are in the down below down there. Come hang out on my Discord and show me pictures of stuff you've done, even if it's not related to stuff I've done. I want to see your art. I want to see your, especially mini stuff. Okay, that's it. We're done now. Let's get to the other thing. Okay, now we are going to start on that deck. I can't remember if I decided to start 2 decks down or 3 decks down, but it's the rest of my ship. There it is. Okay. Oh no! Knocked the top deck off, but I caught it. It's all good. So I cannot decide if I want, let's get the masts out of the way. They don't need to be here. They're going to be off camera anyway because of the height. Okay, this is what I got so far. Apparently people like it. I'm pretty happy with it. So I hope you like it. That's what I got so far. Doesn't want to fit in camera, but that's okay. So I can't decide if I want the rudder here or here. And if I put it here, I can actually say that it's coming from here and the back part just turns like this, which would, in reality, if this was a real ship, make it weaker. But it would catch the water a different way, since there would be a part of the, I don't know what the actual rudder part is called, but the board part would be toward the front. I can't remember I'm forgetting nomenclature. Ahead of that, so that would actually catch more water depending on how that worked. So I think I'm going to do this here for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to have to make as big a rudder. I mean, I want to make a bigger rudder. The smaller rudder would just be here, and hardly worth the effort. The bigger rudder will be more pronounced and visible, and the Yep, I'm going to do that. So it's only going to be 2 decks tall and come out of here. That way I can actually build less little boxes inside the ship and take up less of the cargo space. Actually, it wouldn't be cargo space. That would be crew space, crew quarters. But yeah, so I'm going to build it. The rudder's going to be here and here. So we'll get to that in a second. But I'm building a box here that would drive the rudder. And the rudder's going to be shaped something like out a bit and then straight down toward the water. And the piece at the back, when I eventually put it on here, this one will just be rigidly mounted, so it will look like it matches the other rudder. So that's a whole different thing. So that means I can actually start on just these 2 decks here and build the boxes in here and here. And then it makes me building less boxes and less having to measure out exactly where the box is going to be, and also will make a sturdier rudder in the end. So I think I'm going to do that. So I do have to start with the lower deck and move up, because the lower deck I'll then measure to see where to place the box on this one. That box is going to sit somewhere in the middle of this cabin. There's going to be a little walk space back in here. And I think I'm going to turn that into storage place for his maps or his guns or whatever, or her maps or guns, whoever the captain of the ship is. So let's move this out of the way. However, Lisa's here, and I know she loves such things. So here's that full railing done with the push pins. You get to see it again before I paint it. And you notice I thought I was going to wood deck these, and I decided not to, so you can see that I've drawn the deck in just like I did with the others. It's got all the weird Christmas colors, but those will all get covered up with the brown paint later. Part of the ship's going to be brown, part of it's going to be purple, so that'll all get covered later. And this is the one I did with all the new ones. Sadly, they're not the pretty colors, but they're all getting covered with brown anyway. So that's the bow, and that's the stern. And I'm about to make a reference, and very few of you are likely to get this reference, but we shall see. Stern! Okay, that's the whole reference. All right, so I'm going to build that mechanical box right here at the back. And it's literally just going to be a box. I'm going to put a lid on it. It's just going to be a basic box here. So I lied to you earlier, I am going to use some of my little planky things here, because those will go, there'll be 2 of them in here. I'm going to build it 2 inches, give or take. It's going to be 2 inches from the outer corner. So I need to take 2 of these. I need to cut these the right length, which will be easy because I can just put them up against the wall and that will let me know. Crafting. Cross creative with danger. Yep, that's it. I'm creative. Yeah. So, here's the thing. It's healing up. But this little divot on my thumb right here was very, very bad still a week ago. But then, anyway, you don't need to see all that. Like right now, it's basically healed up. Thank you for saying. I'm glad you like. We wouldn't have 2 hands. We wouldn't keep a beer flask in the other hand. Yeah, there you go. There's not a day goes by. Literally not a day goes by. I don't wish I had 2 more hands. And the subsequent arms to go with them. When it's finished and on the game board, you could say the players are playing with a full deck. Walk the plank. Am I planning on making little rowboats tethered to the side of the ship? No, I've already got my dinghy somewhere. And one of those will be on the top deck to be lowered as the ship's boat. But I'm not building more specifically for it. I will just plunk one on top. I also have to figure out a way to get it into the water, but I could just say they're going to lower it with ropes, or I could create a little crane for it, but I'm not planning on building a crane on the ship, though I am eventually going to have a crane on the dock so that things can be loaded into the ship. So to answer your question, they will not be tethered to the side. There will be one, and it will be on top. Push pins for the wind. Heck yeah. And Oh, the buffering monster? Yeah, sorry. I can't do anything about that. I am in a basement and, you know, it's storming and blah, blah, blah. All right, let's get to the cutting. Let's actually do some crafting. Look at that. He cut something. Well, almost. He cut part of something. Okay. One little thingamy. Okay. Oh, come on. You are a sharp knife. I just changed this blade like 3 weeks ago. Okay, so that's that. I could cut. Yeah, we'll do that later. You see, I cut all of these planks, all of these beams and piers and whatever, and I'm going to use like this much. What are you going to do? Okay, now I want this to be roughly 2 inches. So I need to take this and somewhere I have exactly the right height. This was the height of the outer wall. So this needs to be trimmed down to this height. So let's figure out what this height is. This height is, I'm not doing a conversion in metric. This is 1 inch and just shy of 3/4. So we're going to do 1 inch and just shy of 3/4. Making the markies. Okay, that was a little. Okay, there we go. That's going to be close enough. And close enough will get us there because then I can always trim it off later if I need to. I need a very short straight edge. This one's not very short, but it is short enough. Basically, I need more space on my table, but that's neither here nor there. All righty. The top, I don't know if you can see this flex, but my table is not the sturdiest. I should have used thicker plywood. I'll fix that later, like years later. But I do have a flat board on which to cut. So let's switch to the flat board. I just knocked over a bunch of my Lazy Susans. Oh, well. Oh, now they're laying down like a Lazy Susan. People get, if people named Susan get mad at the term Lazy Susan, it's not my fault. I didn't call it that. For what it's worth, my genetic